It'd be nice if there could be room for a band like Led Zeppelin again.
Hmm. I mean, there is a band like Led Zeppelin again. You ever, what was that? The band out of Frankenmuth. The fuck's their name? Greta Van Fleet.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's
But
just like straight ripped off Led Zeppelin.
yeah, they're not good though. I mean, it's
No.
not. It lacks the depth. It's like they're getting like it's like an imitation of it. They're not getting especially when you think of like Led Zeppelin's later stuff. There's so much detail and just like orchestration in those songs.
Yeah. Yeah, no, their later stuff is very complex.
Yeah.
But like I think of like Rival Sons, how they sound a lot like Zeppelin and Bad Company and stuff, but they still kind of have like their own quality. Whereas like Greta Van Fleet was just like, it's like the quote by Oscar Wilde. Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, but no one knows the second half of that. It's that mediocrity can play to greatness.
Wait, what was the second half?
I'm pretty sure. Let me look it up so I don't butcher it. 'Cause I'm pretty sure. Oscar Wilde. Okay, yeah. Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. That mediocrity can play to greatness.
Okay.
So it's actually like imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. Everyone's like, oh, it's flattering. It's like, no, that like, shitty people do.
Right. Yeah. 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 No, it is true. You never really hear that. It's how it works with like every at least like artistic trend is like there's one person that breaks ground and then it starts a whole thing and then there's these stragglers past it. But
Dude, how many 90s bands sound like fucking Eddie Vedder?
yeah, it's funny because like the '90s they had like it was like Nirvana and like their clones and like Pearl Jam and their clones. Maybe
Yeah.
you'd put like Soundgarden on a different pillar, and then maybe
Oh,
like the
yeah.
Red Hot Chili Peppers. It's like you had the original bands, and then everyone copying off of them. The next 20 years, maybe that was the era of rock before it died.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the start of like, oh, like this is the sound, this is what's selling. Everybody do this.
Mm-hmm.
And like that was, especially for like popular rock, like that was the beginning of the end where it was like nobody was creating anymore, nobody was innovating.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not nobody. Everyone loves to jump up, but like on the majority,
Yeah.
especially your like national acts.
Do you ever watch? You ever heard of Rick Beato?
No.
He's got a really good music YouTube channel, and he was a music producer during that period, like I think like late '90s, early 2000s, like a rock producer, and he's just a great musician. He's like a really top notch jazz guitarist. But he was talking about that era of when like he'd have a band come in and they have this like great big budget for making an album, so he can hire a bunch of good musicians and they do all this stuff. Then each year the budget is slashed till the end of it. It was just him. They'd like give him a band, and he would just like record everything. He like re-recorded all the guitars and the basses because you know how it is. Like a band comes in, it's like the singer's really good, maybe the bassist is good, but then like the drummer sucks, and like if you're a producer, you're redoing a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But it just became this like thing where it's like there's no money, so it's just it got rid of the whole thing with the band until it totally died, and then maybe it was like 2010 is the death of rock when I guess pop and hip hop really took over.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you started having such like like the country rap crossover and like
Oh yeah.
these new trends. What was the big one? There was like bordello music a few years ago or whatever.
Bordello music. I think I missed that one. What even is that?
Just like the type of stuff you'd expect to hear in like a fancy whorehouse. No, yeah, music's been weird. Music's been for the last 20 years.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like you were saying, like I don't think that at this point, or like it's like music's gonna go on grassroots again, right? Like you said, like local scene, and I can see kind of like I was talking about where like venues can start to be open again to those not national acts, those local acts, and it's kind of like what I've been thinking about of would be ideal for me would be like if there was like enough local places around that you could play like once a week, right? You get out once a week and play a show for 30 60 minutes, and like if there was enough for that would be great for musicians, especially to be able to get that footing, because it's so hard just to get that footing starting from nothing.
Yeah. There's certain places like you can do that in New York, but
Yeah,
New York there's
LA.
yeah, it's really just a money thing. There's the places here, but they don't really pay good, you know.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. But that's just because there's too many musicians here. Supply and demand. Yeah, I think there's a little silver lining there. But overall, the overall music industry is going to continue dying, though, for sure. It's going to be hard,
I think what it
musician.
I think what it means for musicians is there's work that's available to be done, but it's going to be hard work.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
like
I think
it's scratch and crawl, and somebody kind of like, you know, back in the 60s with like Hendrix, the Beatles, like all that explosion, like people weren't asking for that. People weren't clamoring for that. People didn't even know they wanted that. You had to come out, bring it out, and shove it down their fucking throats.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what people need to be prepared for. That, like, you know, you break it to the wall, you're gonna get bloody, but somebody's got to break the wall down.
Yeah, you think like a unified thing. I don't think that's going to happen anymore, though, because.
What do you mean a unified thing? I didn't say anything about unified.
No, I guess it'll be different that way, but just the idea of like a new movement or a cohesive era is different with the internet now, though. Because
yeah, I don't think it's like a drove of things or whatever. It's just like musicians on a whole need to start being like, you know, what's the idea past the first idea? Yeah. What's the idea past the reaction? What's the lick? What's the melody that I need to like reach for and work for to get that one fucking time I can do it and put it on tape, you know?
Yeah, yeah. No,
stop playing safe.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's going to be an influx of safe sounds with AI where that's a
problem with music. Done. I feel like that's a problem with music is like kind of just like across all genres is nobody's trying to sound like the culmination, the sum of their influences. Everyone's trying to sound like somebody.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a problem.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, part of that's because of the record labels too. You know, record labels don't want to take chances.
No, you gotta give up on the idea that a record label is going to mean anything to you, anyways. Record deals don't mean shit anymore. Yeah,
it's interesting. You know, hopefully people can still make money, but I think it is going to be unique sounds and then just like niche audiences. I think people have to give up on the idea of becoming the new big act and stuff like that. That's probably not going to happen, but you could probably still find a little loyal fan base, especially with the internet.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to get that you know, we might build to that, but like, you know, it's like the grunge thing in Seattle, like that was very isolated to Seattle. That was Seattle specific, and there was tons of things going on all around the country, but like that hub exploded there. So something like that can happen again, where if you get enough of in one area, enough people pushing this idea that people start getting really excited about it, and it just starts to grow like that. That's possible, but it has to start from that like grassroots kind of like place of, you know, playing in bars and struggling to find your sound and what, you know, what people don't realize they need.
Yeah. I don't know.